Alright guys, welcome back to the Old Firm Revival here on Football Manager 2017. This is episode 39, the end of season 6. And I was going to end the series here, but I've decided that, fuck it, we'll just keep on simming. We're not going to do 6-month updates, we're just going to do yearly updates. So each video is going to be 1 year, and we're just going to keep on going basically until Paddy McTague gets fired. Got Billy Orange got fired in the last episode. So we'll keep on going till Paddy McTague gets fired, and we'll see what kind of success he can have, in the remaining years. So let's have a look at the league table and see if Celtic did in fact make it 11 in a row. Well, I don't know, we'll have to check first. It's on the relegation playoff, but it's good to know that Dumbarton are coming up. Happy days. And they did. So there you go. Celtic there, 78 points. They won the league by 9 points over Partick Thistle. Surprisingly, they finished 12 points front of Aberdeen. Aberdeen's form towards the end was absolutely shocking. We'll have a quick look at that. And then you see Rangers, like I say, Billy Orange got fired in was it end of December, start of January? And he was fired when they were 7th, and Rangers just couldn't recover. So look at that, they ended up finishing 6th. Shocking position for them. But Douglas was a good player for them. Look at that, 28 goals, 7.5 rating. That is not bad at all, man. Not bad at all, indeed. Right, but anyway, as I was talking about Aberdeen, they were doing really well. When the last video we made, there were only 3 points behind Celtic in the league at the end of January. And there you go, look at their form here. It says Aberdeen's form. Doesn't look like Aberdeen's form, is it? Is that Aberdeen's? It's not showing you the rest of it. Hold on, where's the rest? Let me scroll down. There you go, so look at that. Let's get to the league. So from the 1st of March, they won on the 1st of March, then they didn't have another single win in the league. They won in the quarter-final of the Cup. Look at that, loss, draw, loss, draw, loss, loss, draw, draw. Then they beat Partick Thistle, final game of the season. So absolutely shocking. Once again, Aberdeen have missed out in Champions League football, and every year since the start of this series, Aberdeen have missed out. They've been so unlucky. They finished second the first 2 years when the runner-up didn't get in the Champions League, and ever since second has been paying a Champions League position, Aberdeen haven't been getting in it. So I don't know. Maybe next year they'll get in it. Who knows? Anyway, so let's go and check this. You know that Celtic got knocked out of the Champions League. We already know that. But knocked out the quarter-final by Inverness. Hibs went on to win the Scottish Cup. Got Partick Thistle beat Rangers in the Betfred Cup final. And in the Euro Cup, Celtic got knocked out in the second knockout round against Manchester City. Manchester City also went on to win the final, and they also knocked out Scottish rivals, Celtic Scottish rivals, Aberdeen out in the last 16, which I'll just go ahead and show you now. So, Manchester City, man, just totally done a number on the Scottish teams. Like, fuck the Scottish. Man City fucked the Scottish teams right up the ass. So you can see, Man City beat Aberdeen 7-3 in aggregate. Celtic got a decent, well, I say decent, a very good, convincing 5-1 aggregate win over Spartak Moscow. Was not expecting that, but they got it. And then, that's the second qualifying round. In the second knockout round, you see Man City just too strong for them. Although, saying that, it was close. Like, it was 2-2 in aggregate. Man City with a away goal. Celtic did get the 1-0 win at Parkhead, but it wasn't enough. So that's Man City winning the Europa League for the second time in 3 years. So see so you had Sofia won it 3 years in a row, then Man United won it, then Lyon back to back, and then Man City, Leverkusen and Man City. So teams do tend to repeat themselves in the Europa Cup. They do tend to go back and win it. We'll have a quick look at the coefficient. That should have moved us up a bit. I thought it was going to be a pretty poor year in terms of the coefficient, but with Aberdeen and Celtic getting into the ladder, it should bump us up a wee tiny bit. So we ended it with 5.5, and it means we're not going to move up for the next season. So we're still going to be stuck in 8th place. I believe, is it 6th that gets you an extra spot, and what gets you 3 places in the Champions League? So a quick look. No, so to get 3 you need to move up to 6. How far away from 6th place Portugal? Like, we're like 16 behind the coefficient. So, like, look, the last 3 years Portugal have done really well, and we've been really shit. So It's unlikely that we're going to catch them, but we need to have a better season next season, or we could drop them for 8th. You've got Holland, Ukraine, and Turkey, who are not that far behind us. And yeah, you feel that they may overtake us soon. We'll have a quick look at transfers, see if there's anybody in or if there's anybody out. So there you see a bunch of loan players that the Celtic have brought in. Xavier Pastore, couldn't believe I actually signed him. Bloody epic. He's only played, he's only scored 4 goals, should I say, in the Premiership, though that is not good, is it? Would I expect a lot more than that, but it is what it is. Oh, what? They've actually went and sold Christopher Ajer to Liverpool for 8 million, potentially going up to 11 though. Jack Grealish got loaned out. That's the Ewan O'Connell, Sidejenko, Negredo retired, and yeah, so that is it with Celtic. What about Aberdeen? Have Aberdeen been bringing in players? Yeah, well, look at that. They've sold 2.4 million worth, but they have brought in 3.3 million, and you see, and Adam Robertson 2.3 million. This guy looks very good. He's now valued at 4.4. He got 26 goals this season in the Ladbrokes Premiership, which is absolutely amazing, man. So it looks like he's worth every penny spent there. Glenn Weirdo, they sold him to Millwall. Looked like a good defender. Anyway, if he's a leg breaker, I'm sure he'll fit in at Millwall with all those hard men. So that's what it is. Dundee. But look at that, man. There is money in Scottish football now, and it's great to see it. It really is great to see it. Hearts Midlothian. Most teams are actually spending more than they're selling, so it's great to see that. And that is with Scotland moving up the coefficient. So that's what I don't get in real life. You know, a lot of, particularly with Celtic and Rangers fans, they don't. It's not that they don't want their rivals to do well. They don't even want the other teams in Scotland to do well. Like, I support Hearts and I support, and I want all the Scottish teams to do well in Europe. Not just in this game. In real life, I'll be supporting, you know, Rangers and St Johnstone tonight when they play, you know, the teams in the Europa League. I'll be supporting Celtic when they play probably Linfield in a couple weeks' time. I don't know. I mean, it's beneficial to my team, and it's improving the country as a whole. So I don't. It's just selfish to me. I don't get it. You know what I mean? I can kind of understand it a bit more with Rangers and Celtic. I mean, your local rival. You know what I mean? Like, if Celtic won the Champions League, I'm sure they'd never let Rangers fans live it down. You know what I mean? They fucking wouldn't stop talking about it for the next like 2 billion years, and I totally get that. But I don't know, just to get them, like, why would you want them knocked out right now? Would you not want them at least to get in the Champions League? And then again, I suppose you could argue if they get in the Champions League, they're getting all the money, and then the gap between Celtic and Rangers, you know, gets even further. So it's a two-sided coin, but. You know, I like all the Scottish teams to do well. So I mean, let me know down below what you like, who you support, and what you basically think of Scottish teams in Europe and shit like that. Right, anyway, let's go down. Motherwell not really spent much. They've sold a couple of good players. So Partick Thistle, there being in the Champions League, they can afford to spend some money, and I think they'll probably be bringing in more players this season. Queen of the South spent 1.4 million, so definitely they invested. Some good players there, actually. Rangers 4.4. Sold 4.8 though. And John McGinn they sold for 4.2 million to Everton. Probably should have kept him. Dominic Douglas was great, but unfortunately it was only a lone player. Don't know. It'll be interesting to see how the Rangers do next season. Squad's not that strong. I don't know. I mean, I think Rangers are going to struggle to get second next season. The gap's just got much wider. So it is what it is. I think for next year, I think Celtic obviously will win the league again. As for second, surely Aberdeen's going to get into the Champions League next year. Surely. I mean, they've been so unlucky, but I think next year will be the year Aberdeen do it. We're going at, who did we have come up? Dumbarton. Dumbarton's going to be in the Premier League. How are they going to do? I don't think they'll do well, if I'm being perfectly honest. I do expect them to go straight down. But hey, you never know. I thought Queen of the South would have went straight down, and they finished in a very respectable 7th place. Actually scored more points than Rangers. And in February, they were actually, I think they were 3rd in the league. So, I mean, you can't really, it's hard to say, but you can see Scotland are currently stuck in 8th position. Anyway guys, that's going to do it for this video, so we're just going to keep on doing yearly updates until we get sacked as Celtic manager, and that's it. I am planning on doing a new Football Manager save. Don't know if you know this, but I live in Northern Ireland. I'm moving to East Belfast. So I'm going to do a Glentoran save. Fuck it. I might start supporting the Glens, and who knows, maybe I'll go down to the Glens matches and get some interviews with the players, and that'd be cool. Could add it into the series, but fuck it. I mean, I don't support an Irish team. I guess I'd kind of like the start to, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to start supporting the Glens, and we'll see. We'll take it for there, guys. So I'm going to plan on doing a team. You know what I mean? It's going to be like my home team save, local team. You know what I mean? So fuck, it is what it is, guys. But anyway, until then, I've been Star Scotland 90. This is the Old Firm Revival Football Manager 2017 Career Mode. Peace.